them screaming out your name. Legends never die, they become a part of you. Every time you bleed for reaching greatness, relentless, you survive. They never lose hope when everything's cold and the fighting's near. It's deep in their bones, they'll rot into smoke when the fire is fierce. Oh, pick yourself up, 'cause legends never die. When the world is calling you, can you hear them screaming out your name? Legends never die, they become a part of you. Every time you bleed for reaching greatness, legends never die. They're written down in eternity, but you'll never see the price it costs. The scars collected all their lives. When everything's lost, they pick up their hearts and avenge defeat. Before it all starts, they suffer through harm just to touch our dream. Oh, pick yourself up, 'cause legends never die. When the world is calling you, can you hear them screaming out your name? Legends never die, they become a part of you. Every time you bleed for reaching greatness, legends never die. When the world is calling out your name, I'm begging you to fight. Pick yourself up once more. Pick yourself up, 'cause legends never die. When the world is calling you, can you hear them screaming out your name? Legends never die, they become a part of you. Every time you bleed for reaching greatness, legends never die.
KDA, should we show them how we do it every day? Let's get it. Kali that girl, Kali go girl, Kali gon' stop, Kali gon' skirt, Kali got a job, Kali go to work. 뜨거워 언제나 don't get burned. 넘쳐 흘러물 든 a buffet, 죽여주잖아 like a buffet. 누가 감히 on my outfit, 그 문 열지 마 that's a rock day. Don't give anymore cause I'm greater than. 필요 없는 시험들 다 뿐이미. But all of my numbers are talking back. 부루마법 메시지 monopoly. 눈종이 돈이나 real money 필요 없대. 너네들이 많은 돈들 go get it, go get it, go get it. 더 미션 눈을 못대 못해 그래 너도 get it cause I got it different.
All I'll ever know is life upon the throne. 시작하면 끝을 보는 거야. You want more? No, I got it so deep though. You look like you could use some more. No, I got it, never running low.
却犹如海浪的味道，不断往前，Oh you'll never wait down. This is how I do it every day. Wow, wow. 这一路上的奇迹都记住了你的每一个瞬间，无比的耀眼。I know you want some more， 准备好就一起走 ，Giving it all more。Now I got it, so keep going. You look like you could use some more. Now I got it, never running low. Yeah, I got more than enough, got it up and away. You know I got it like boom boom, blow your mind. Never give up less, and it's how I don't stay. You know I got it like all day, all the time. Coming at you live, real wild. Here to light it up, set the world on fire. Gonna break rules and hearts in twos, 'cause that's what the baddest do. Never going back, nah, that. Diamonds on drip, 'cause I came to make a splash. Gonna break rules and hearts in twos, 'cause that's what the baddest do. I'll melt your face off, disappear, I'm your eraser. Aim the cut just like a razor. Murked up in this world, my blazer. I got all the boys on me, I got all the lines on ring. Knocking dead, turning heads, I got all the eyes on me. Pretty face, 걸어 들어와, 유행 선두자. 원하지만 못하잖아, 애가 타잖아. You like whoa, 달리 you도 gold. 난 알지, I know. 준비해, 'cause I like the ball. 멈추지 않아, 나는 내 그게 like a bag. 그거 말고 bye, 믿어봐, 그만큼 크게. 어깨 펴고 high, 100% 덤비지 못해. 죽여주잖아, 나는 boss. 간지위도 sauce, 원하면 줄게. I'm doing damage when just how I planned it. I do what I want when I say. 모든 날 따라해, 난 끝내주잖아. To live on the edge of insane. Coming at you live, real wild. Here to light it up, set the world on fire. Gonna break rules and hearts in twos, 'cause that's what the baddest do. Never going back, nah, that. Diamonds on drip, 'cause I came to make a splash. Gonna break rules and hearts in twos, 'cause that's what the baddest do. It's crazy. Sorry for the bad news, sorry I'm so bad. Only took a minute for me to get what you had. Sorry for the bad news, know it makes you sad. Live for a minute, baby, you should pack your bags. Way that I look should be breaking the law. If I don't got it, I take what I want. My circle small like a round of applause. You know that I love the sound of applause. You know I mean everything that I say. When you see me coming, get out of the way. Back in this lane, back and I'm better and ready to stay. I'm doing damage when just how I planned it. I do what I want when I say. 모든 날 따라해, 난 끝내주잖아. To live on the edge of insane. It's crazy. Sorry, not sorry for being the best. 언제든지 내가 좀 mad. Look at the gold, all on my chest. Look at the gold, call it a flex.
Welcome to the world, no heroes and villains. Welcome to the war, we've only begun. So pick up your weapon and face it. There's blood on the ground, go and take it. You get one shot to make it out alive. So higher and higher you chase it. It's deep in your bones, go and take it. This is your moment, now is your time. So prove yourself.
I think Ryan Perry is lagging a little bit right now. Hello? Okay, whoa. While Ryan Perry tries to fix his stuff, I will be talking over him. So, yeah, this could be quite a banger of a match. In chat, shut the frick up. I'm gonna start murking homie if you don't disrespect me. Anyways, uh, no, yeah, I think it's good now. Man, they already made. God, man. Imagine doing roster swap and not letting. Anyways, you know, based on the past games, we have seen both teams do very well in their games, and I feel like based on pure skill, I actually have the edge to SanaPekoraWatanabe. However, I do think that the universe has gotten a little bit better in terms of cohesiveness a little bit throughout the last few. Man, my fault. Sorry, production. And alright, I actually just fixed. Can you guys talk to me? See if you guys are heard
And
in.
young?
Alright,
We
sure. It
good?
looks like
We
we're good
good?
now. Yes, we're good. Alright. Um,
Boy, we scuffing tonight.
yeah, I'm lagging, bro. Sorry. Sorry. Anyways, yeah, I mean, Mike actually asked earlier that um we have the predictions for, and right now, as I said, I do give the edge in terms of individual level to SanaPekoraWatanabe fan club. However, I've seen the cohesiveness of the universe actually kind of start to shine through in the past few games I've watched. So I do think that it might be quite poggers to see the next games. Link. Yo, this guy's trolling, man. Sorry.
He just saying he's at the spectate link there.
Isn't that the red draft?
No?
Is that the spectator?
Yeah, I believe we
Oh,
did get the
Josh
spectate
is
link.
trolling us right here.
But
But
yeah,
yeah, definitely two heavy hitters coming into this one. You know, SanaPekoraWatanabe Watanabe is my pick to win it all in the end. You know, bit of bias there, but also just a lot of really strong players. I'd say probably top two in each of their in every role, but top lane across the entire league, and of course Yo Watanabe, formerly known as Non-Toxic Top God, did change his name this last week. But you know, Yo Watanabe is a really strong player and really serves more to like be a glue guy and keep the team together and on the right track.
yeah,
So coming
fair
into this,
enough.
I definitely favor SanaPekoraWatanabe Watanabe, but like we were saying, a lot of strong players on the other side on the universe.
Yeah, fair enough. I think that as far as my opinion is concerned, like I do like to think that a lot of I think the mechanical edge lies on SanaPekoraWatanabe, Watanabe, but I think in the past few weeks, as we've seen, this universe team has really come together in terms of team cohesiveness, and I think that that might be able to give them the edge today going into
Yeah.
this matchup. So
Really
I'm
hot.
really excited to see how it goes. I think it can go either way, and we'll find out just as soon as we get into the game.
Yeah, hopping into the draft here today. Unfortunately, the D won't stand for Dead Man Walking, Graves, and Hecarim. Knocked off by the side of the Universe. Irelia, Universal is a Irelia one trick, so definitely want to get that off the table right away. Udyr also going to be banned.
Udyr, a very powerful pick right now in the meta, one of the strongest junglers in the
Oh.
game currently. Ban out the Galley against SanaPekoraWatanabe, one of E2Get Better, aka Chomsu's signature picks, I would say.
Yeah, the gauntlet being thrown down here with no Darius ban. There was a bit of trash talk back and forth between Universal and Yo Watanabe leading up to this week, especially after Mr. Watanabe did not have the greatest showing on the Darius in his last 2 games, but still a potent pick. Have to see if they opt for it here or if Universal has a counter ready.
First pick for
Yep.
Universal. The Skarner being picked up.
And I want to make a point on that last SanaPekoraWatanabe ban there. Oh, the Darius was left open. Will SanaPekora just opt to first pick it?
I do believe that Yo Watanabe is operating the pro draft, so he has all the power here to do this
There
right
he
here
is.
for himself.
Must
I don't know what his team is saying.
Question is-
Orwin Darius is not an ideal pickup during the Pantheon League.
It will be the Pantheon instead. So, only really seen a lot of Pantheon still, at least in pro play, in the support position. I don't think it's nearly as strong in solo lane as it used to be, or jungle for that matter. So, interested to see where that pick goes as R2 comes in here.
Senna, very strong
Senna.
pick with new cracked Gensu's technology. So much damage, so much range, so much healing as well in that utility. So it's quite insane pick up for Blish most likely, but it could also be flexed to support in some cases.
Yeah. I believe we saw Blish's Senna the last time SanaPekoraWatanabe came out here. Definitely a big fan of that champion for him. Jinx gonna be the counter. Definitely risen in priority a lot recently.
I'd like to see some kind of enchanter or some kind of fuel tool for the Jinx here, so that
Yep.
she can really start firing off her rockets and stuff. We'll have to see how that goes though. So the Urgot being picked up here, we have shown that ProCraft does have the potential to play Urgot mid, but we have to see where they decide to put it here, as it can also be flexed towards the top lane here. Pantheon looking for a R3 pick for SanaPekoraWatanabe. Let's see, what's probably jungle pick. Okay,
Alistar instead. Will be interesting to see where the Pantheon ends up now, because I know Yo Watanabe and Need to Get Better can both pilot it. I'm not sure how Billy D feels about it, but definitely a strong flex. And Danny has got his Alistar. Unbeknownst to me, very powerful, a very comfortable pick for him. We saw it, I believe, in the first game of the season for Danny is God, but definitely a powerful pickup there.
Thrush being banned away, probably a target ban towards Squishy Beans. The cover picks, I guess. Least be taken away, trying to, I guess, nerf the champ ability.
Yep, pinch that Billy D jungle pool, although I think he is a pretty versatile player.
Yeah, still definitely a lot left on the table for him. It'll be interesting to see what he takes into the Skarner.
Oh!
Darius ban Hubbard. It's just going to be the Zillion instead.
Yep. So, I've seen the Pantheon, honestly, very likely to be a mid lane Pantheon, as that is quite a comfort pick for Chamsu and for Need to Get Better. But it can definitely be flexed toward top and jungle. Danny, Watanabe has shown that you can play top lane. So, I'd like to see a jungle pick here, and then find the 5th pick where you can pick the Pantheon towards mid top, and then secure counter pick for one of those two.
Yeah, really hoping that this isn't a jungle Pantheon. I think the champion is already weak enough outside of solo lane, or support role rather. Yeah, and I think that... Okay,
Ooh.
and the Olaf lock-in confirms that, in fact, probably will not be jungle Pantheon. So
Probably
we
not.
solo lane.
Oh, okay.
Lee Sin.
In the lobby chat, we have confirmation that that is Lee Sin now.
It is, in fact, a Lee
Although we also have
Sin.
Bush saying it's not.
A Billy D... Wait.
Wait.
Confusion in the chat. Confusion in the chat.
Bruh. No way, man. Alright. Nautilus. big
Regardless,
fuck, dude.
Nautilus.
Yeah, I don't care,
Doesn't
whatever. What does it
watch
even mean?
It never mind. Okay, it is
It's Olaf.
Olaf.
It is
It's
Olaf.
Olaf. It will be Olaf for Billy D here. Haven't seen him play too much of it, but really, I mean, the champion is quite easy to pilot. Kind of a no-brainer.
Yeah. I think Billy D can pull it off. I was gonna say, I was talking to some of the SanaPekoraWatanabe members a few days ago, and Billy D said that when he was in the shower, he got shampoo in his eyes, and he couldn't see, and he took that as a message to play Lee Sin in tonight's game. Fortunately, not gonna come out here, as we also have another mishap
Yep.
that should be a Malphite, not a Wukong, and that prompts the Mordekaiser pick up for Yo Watanabe.
Okay.
So we have Malphite on blue side, and then we have Olaf Mordekaiser on red side here. So, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe a bit of internal conflict there, as Billy D really did want to play the Lee Sin. His team was adamant that he did not. But I played with Billy D's Lee Sin mid, and it was pretty talented. Definitely struggled to carry, but he's
Yes.
definitely able to pull it off if he wants it.
Yeah, so
Into client draft we go.
yeah, so we do see the Jinx Nautilus on the side of Universe versus the Senna Alistar. So, someone did mention in chat they want analysis with the Jinx Nautilus pickup, and although I don't know. I think Jinx really struggles when she doesn't have heal tools and also doesn't have like a buffer, like an enchanter such as Lulu, Janna, even a Soraka is good for her, or Nami, for example. And I think that in this game, although she might not be too vulnerable because of the Nautilus, the Malphite, and the Skarner, she is still going to be struggling because she will not have that steroid from her teammates to kind of buffer up because of the Pantheon Alistar that can still run her down in all cases.
Yeah, definitely. If the sort of engage line of the universe is able to get a good fight going, sort of cause having the backline, let the Jinx run free, that is kind of ideal. I get what you're saying with wanting the sort of enchanter to buffer up, but I mean, honestly, once you pop the passive, you're good to go on the champion. Just follow the sort of chaos that the Nautilus, the Malphite, the Skarner can all bring. Just sort of pick up that way. But
Yeah. I also, like you guys said, back on the or the point of picking an enchantress here is that, with the recent buffs to the Chemtech Putrefier, as long as your ally is shielded, it allows them to apply grievous wounds through the item. So, a Karma with a Mantra E, a Mantra Shield, will, apply grievous wounds to your whole team. So not only is it good for the Jinx in that she's buffed off of, maybe an Ardent Sensor purchase, but the Putrefier as well is also a very effective pickup. So we'll have to see how the Nautilus can hold in place of that Enchantress and see how this game goes, as we're just about 4 minutes out of game here.
Yeah, I also said there's a small issue against the Malphite where only one who can really deal with him is Mordekaiser. Um, and also the side of SanaPekoraWatanabe is super incentivized to actually build a lot of armor. Olaf can build a Death Stance as well as a Pantheon, and Alistar can just go Dead Man's Play if he wishes in all these situations. And I do believe that even though Malphite and Mordekaiser both do offer AP, Malphite does not offer nearly as much AP as I think the team needs to really need to purchase any MR unless he goes full AP. And Mordekaiser is actually favored in that situation because not only does he counter Malphite in a 1v1 setting, but he also is able to provide a lot of AP damage in this game, so it makes it a lot more difficult for the universe to itemize against it.
yeah, I am very disappointed in the Malphite pick. There was a lot of back and forth trash talk throughout the week between the two top laners, and finally get into champ select and you draft yourself Malphite into this what should be an explosive matchup in the top lane just based off the players. A little disappointed to see that, but You know, maybe Universe Soul trying to take the step back, do what the team needs him to do. And it will be fun to see if Yo Watanabe can capitalize off of that, establish his lane kingdom, finally, that has been promised to us.
Yeah. Another kind of problem is I think that unless Urgot can get on top, I think Urgot actually will actually do a lot of damage, but he really needs Pantheon and Olaf to really go on him, and Jinx might have trouble accessing like Senna in the later stage of the game unless they can kill Olaf and Pantheon really fast. I think in these team fights, so it could be problematic. And Alistar can really just deal with a lot of these champions.
Yeah, I was gonna
Honestly,
ask, what does Urgot do once the Alistar presses W on him?
he's gonna have to waddle his way back into the fight.
Yeah, provided that Urgot ease in, he just gets headbutted back out, and it's
Yeah, but he still needs to look at the Skarner
okay.
because Skarner can just sprint with Turbo Kim Tank and be problematic still.
True,
So
true.
there's multiple targets for Alistar to worry about in this game, I do believe. But Mordekaiser can press the R button on Skarner or Malphite and swiftly deal with them anyways. In all of these cases, so
Yeah,
quite
and
interesting.
we didn't really touch on it much, but with the Olaf and the Pantheon and the Alistar, I'm expecting the game plan here from SanaPekoraWatanabe to be similar to what we've seen in previous games, where they're just relying on their players being mechanically better, and they're going to try and leverage that into as many fights early as they possibly can.
Yep.
Try and get
Next,
out to that early lead and then just close off of that. They're not really looking to take this one late. I don't think that has ever crossed the mind of a player like Billy D or need to get better. They're trying to end this within the first 10 minutes.
yeah, I do expect the Olaf and Mana to be roaming together a lot, looking for turret dives and such. With the Alistar being able to set up very well in the bot lane, with Senna having follow up CC as well, and good dive potential. But more or less, I do actually think that it's probably the best to play towards bot side for the side of both teams because you can expect.
Hmm.
I mean, getting a Malphite ahead like is useful, but if the damage dealers are so far ahead, I don't think it matters all that much.
Yep, I think getting the Jinx ahead is really the honestly goal of the universe here. I think outside the Jinx, not a lot of damage is offered, mostly just the crowd control that can enable the carries in the Urgot and the Jinx. So I think it'll take a lot of careful skirmishing, careful picking and choosing to try and get this Jinx ahead.
We'll be loading into the game shortly here, and I guess with that out of the way, who do you expect to win this first game?
Um,
So I don't really I don't know. I think it's honestly a bit up in the air, but I think that the game can definitely snowball much quicker in the favor for SanaPekoraWatanabe if they can get a slight early advantage.
yeah, I'd be lying if I said that I liked either draft. Honestly, I think the sort of Olaf Pantheon duo of SanaPekora Watanabe could very easily just sort of fall off and do nothing. Not a fan of Skarner or Urgot Mid really either, or Jinx for that matter. So with draft out of the way, I think it just kind of comes down to which team has better players and sort of
It's going
how
to be
they
an
can execute.
interesting level one.
Yeah, gonna hold that thought here because it's a 5v5. Splish is lagging behind as always. It's a big knockup though for Daniel's Gaba. First blood already goes down to Universe Soul. Billy D forced the flash out as his need to get better, but Yo Watanabe is trying to find something. The passive is ticking, but it's not ticking enough. Lord of Winter picks up the kill there, and it's a team fight win already. Not even a minute in, already 2 kills. Procraft is getting dropped low alongside Squishy Beans, but Blish not able to find anything. Maybe walking back up because I know that someone has back to
The
teleport
TP
though.
level 1. The
Yeah.
Universe Soul special.
Yes, sir. Getting back in there to try and keep the rest of his team safe. So that's 2 quick kills for for the universe. Maybe gonna make this early game comp a little stifled, but kills going over to Malphite and Jinx is not exactly what you want.
honestly, right where you want them for the universe. So good start for them.
Yeah, we'll have to see if Watanabe can make anything of this sort of late appearance in lane from Universal. Has to walk all the way up as he burned the TP. But yeah, maybe it doesn't look like he'll miss any minions or XP though, so we'll have to see if SanaPekoraWatanabe can bounce back, if this will even be a problem for them.
Let those come out.
Okay. Just trading here. You know, I love to see the sort of hook and then walk away from the Nautilus. But sometimes that's all you really need to get the trade started. Don't want to overcommit to that. Doing a good job there so far, pushing them all the way into tower already.
Yep, I wanted to talk a little bit about this jungle matchup. Billy D is already extremely ahead in terms of clear speed. Olaf does like the full clear. Looks like he will manage to do that, whereas Skarner is going to opt to skip the Krugs, go for the 5 camp into the Scuttle, but I think the fight at the top side Scuttle will favor SanaPekoraWatanabe.
By far, yeah.
Especially with the lack of summoners on the top lane. So if he comes to help, it could be a little trouble, and I expect this Pantheon to have early priority in the lane. So I might like to see a reverse path here from Boobies to that bottom side Scuttle Crab. Possibly look for the Gromp of Billy D after on the second spawn.
Need to get better, able to extend the trade to hit every single skill there. Good to see that. Procraft dropped down to already half health, as you were saying. Definitely a bit of priority here mid.
Looks like
You're talking about...
Yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna say, Mike, you were talking about the battle over the top Scuttle. Booby's trying to circumvent that, go down to the bottom one instead. Looks like both jungles will pick up their own little piece of crab. So all that speculation over the 2v2 goes to waste.
Yeah, so some good pathing. This is exactly how I actually wanted him to do. He won't hit 4 off the crab, but he could if he went to Krugs, or in this case, like I mentioned, the second Gromp spawn of Billy D, but it looks like he's going to back off, and he will lose his Gromp to Billy D on the other side of the map.
So Billy D already probably 2 camps up. Will be 1 camp soon. Actually, no. Yeah, it is 2 camps up. So he is quite ahead in terms of XP and farm. However, did not get those 2 assists earlier, so still a little bit disadvantaged. But I do believe that he is still ahead.
Okay, the minion D-mat there for Daniel's God gets the caddy.
Crash here, probably wants to take a reset.
Or in phase rush inspiration on the Alistar. I hate to see it.
Probably the more standard move at this point for the... Looks like a dive. No flash.
Lands the E here. Not much Universal can do.
Yeah, just a simple dive.
Well played.
Not bad there on the cast. For some reason, like the spectate just paused, but yeah, you guys handled that nice, as did SanaPekoraWatanabe.
Yep, a little breath of life here, if you will, for SanaPekora here.
Yeah, getting that Pantheon ahead, we were talking they want to be able to make things happen early. Billy D and Danny is God gonna meet the bot lane here. Not much is gonna happen. Oh, I take that back. Flash pulverized headbutt. Backwarded of Winter is taken out here. Billy D will pick up that one. Try and get that early game duo rolling.
Good engage.
Honestly, a bit disrespectful. I feel like that you should know Billy D will be back on this bottom side of the map. You know, looking for those second camp spawns. At least that should be communicated by the jungler of the universe. But nonetheless, a good play by SanaPekora, and it looks like the first dragon will be going to them as well.
Yeah, and so despite Danny has gotten making his presence known in the mid lane, flash and Procaf means that need to get better, can't really follow up. Didn't want to expend the flash there, probably wouldn't have gotten the kill regardless. But yeah, good pressure there exerted by Danny as God. We talked about a bit pregame. His Alistar is very, very gonna punish him. Universal's dead. Holding the death realm. Watanabe is just gonna walk on him. Way down the mid. Okay, the ulti is available. He's gonna use it. Flash fall from Watanabe though. Nightfall will pick up that final bit of damage he needs to find a soul kill.
doesn't manage to cover much distance with that unstoppable force. You hate to see it.
Yeah, not quite far enough to get away from the big bad Mordekaiser.
Watanabe really popping off
Oh,
in this game.
the whole squad rolling out of base here. We got 4 members. Always fun to see that, you know. Whenever there's just randomly everyone's at base, and we see the lone member of the universe here, Warden of Winter. Danny has gonna start it off. Pantheon coming down as well. He'll pick up the kill here as well as tower aggro. Could be a
Booby's not level
problem if
6 yet.
Boobies is here. Flash
They should
forward
just
for
fight the
absolutely nothing. Just gonna take a bit of damage for his trouble. It looks like Procraft is also on the roam down here, but at best it's a 4v3. Bush is still stepping up.
Souls, man. He is feasting on these homies right now, but quite a peculiar flash coming out from Booby. Not able to catch with the E stun, so flash is actually wasted for Skarner here, and that's such a powerful summoner spell for Skarner where at level 6 you can just flash or someone, it's basically a guaranteed kill, and now that tool is taken away for the next time he gets level 6.
Yeah, a bit. Maybe a tilt play there. That early 2-kill lead they got out to has been replaced by a 2-kill lead for SanaPekoraWatanabe, the gold. Now about 1.5k, down to 1.3 right now for SanaPekoraWatanabe as well. And yeah, we see need to get better 2 kills on the Pantheon. He's activated, ready to get out on the Rift. Maybe a setup play here bottom. There's Warren Winter and Squishy Beans are pushed far up. Alistar is charging on down. The slow lands from the Riptide. Squishy is dead. He's got the flash. Warren of Winter is actually going to be the one to fall here, caught by the last embrace. And able to pick up the kill there. Clean gank from Billy D once more.
Yeah, I think that SanaPekoraWatanabe is just playing the map really, really well. I think they're playing exactly around on all the right lanes, right? Just put this Jinx behind as much as possible, snowball with this Pantheon, and just continue to grow.
Yeah, Procraft getting a good trade there. Bit testy on the bottom side. It looks like they weren't able to get the wave pushing fast enough to dive Squishy Beans here. Maybe they still go for it. X-Flash being charged. Warden is running away. Action takes us mid lane. Here comes the Flash R. Flash was used by...
Well played.
Yeah. Maybe a fat finger there trying to react. Flash gets nowhere but directly into the Skarner ult.
It's quite bizarre to say the least, perhaps. Maybe a little bit. So a little bit of misplay happens.
Yeah, Squishy Bean probably going to be thanking his lucky stars if that hit the minion there, as I don't think they win that 2v2 right now.
Yeah. Sun is just so powerful right now, so much range. And Alistar can just knock anyone away when being engaged on. Danny's got has his ignite in 10
Ping
seconds.
coming up. Gonna charge it up. Oh, Warden walks right
I didn't see
into
that
a
one.
missed combo from Danny as God. Rare to see. He could have just went for the pulverize off rip there. Yeah, did not need to throw the headbutt in first. Universe Soul. Trying to trade here, but he's just gonna get ulted immediately by Watanabe. He was stepping on him.
He gets lethal though.
Yeah, probably not. He has no mana, but the damage isn't quite there for Watanabe. Opting into that null magic mantle to sort of cut the Malphite damage. Oh, here comes the damage they need. Those need to get better. It's under the tower once again. Fade away E, and the Triumph Rock will get him safe. Out from under that tower.
No armor still on Malphite here, so quite squishy even though it is Malphite towards the Pantheon here. And yeah, I mean, the reason why I think Watanabe was not able to secure that kill in the death realm there is because of the slow that was procced by Malphite on attack speed, so a bit difficult.
Yeah.
But Pantheon was able to clear up the kill. TP coming in top
Oh,
lane.
teleport behind. Yeah, Watanabe might be caught here. Procraft hits the E, and now Universe Soul is here to add in a bit more damage. Watanabe just gonna get torn apart, shredded to pieces inside the Urgot's belly.
Yep. A bit greedy for the turret plates and gets punished for it properly.
Yeah, pings on to the dragon after the teleport up top. They know that Universe Soul can't join. If they need him, Watanabe will be back up in about 10. But there shouldn't be any contest here. It looks like Warden might be trying to snipe with the either the ulti or the W, but not gonna find it. You have to think hard to steal it away from Billy D. And oh, teleport here and some minion block to boot. Universe Soul gonna try and run away into the enemy jungle, try to get to that tower before Watanabe can pick back up. But actually, yeah, he's gonna find the blast cone and get himself out of there. Need to get better with temporarily pushed in, so it's gonna come up immediately. So good job there from Universe Soul to avoid death, and it looks like now they're actually going to be taking down the Rift Herald.
Yeah, taking a look at the CS leads, we have a CS lead top lane, jungle, but not in mid lane. But Pantheon is doing his job as a roaming champion, so not too much of an issue here.
Yep,
Okay.
so I like the respect that the bottom lane of the universe is giving SanaPekora. You know, they're getting the Herald on that top side. They said we'll back off, lose a few creeps in the bot lane. Definitely worth it for the plate, and they will get.
Bit of a skirmish there, busting out in the bottom jungle. Now, actually, Malphite has walked all the way down here. He is spotted by, I believe, a vision cone from the plant. Now it's actually going to be a 5v5. Danny has got going in, but he's almost immediately popped. Only gives the headbutt. Pulverize onto one, but Universe Soul is already down in the front line. And now Watanabe has found War of Winter in the Death Realm. Gonna get pulled back and bonked on the head. Going to jail as well, alongside Squishy Beans, who actually gets himself out with a nice dredge line, but Boobies won't share the same fate. Taken down by Blish. It's a crushing team fight win there. 4 for nothing on the side of SanaPekoraWatanabe.
Thought they called out the Alistar there, but Alistar just so tanky with the phase rush, and also has the what is it?
Unbreakable?
Anyways,
Unbreakable.
Unbreakable will, let's say, is that it's just so tanky, and this Lycan popped instantly, was able to just sprint out with that phase rush.
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed that Danny as God did not hit that big 5-man juicer. Instead, you know, made sure to secure the CC onto War of Winter, which I guess is the proper play, but it wasn't as cool. Flashing into the hole for the Q. That might mean that Billy D is actually dead here. He doesn't have Ragnarok to get himself out.
Oh man, just to avoid the choppers.
But not the hook.
It won't matter though.
Fancy feet, not fancy enough to walk on out of there.
Billy DD with an insane movement.
The D does stand for dancing.
The dancing shoes are
But
on.
right now, it looks like it stands for dead as he's lying on the ground there.
Gets the first turret actually of the game in the mid lane. Goes towards the universe. And we'll be having the Drake something in 2 minutes or so.
Yeah, good to see them not roll over here. Definitely trying to keep themselves in this as much as possible. Only about 3k down. It's not insurmountable just yet, so I have to see if they can find that comeback.
Yeah, I think you have to slow this game down if you are the universe. You know, get this Jinx online, get her to that first item at least. I think that is pretty much close to your only win con at this point.
Yeah, taking a look at champion gold values as we see a bit of a fight up here. Won't lead to anything. Maybe Blish is caught here. Oh! Does not flash the hook. It's popped in the air. I was about to say that the majority.
500 gold to the Jinx!
Here, actually, Danny as God finds the engage under 2.
Oh, the score ulti! What is he doing?
To take down
Oh my!
Back away from the unstoppable force is met by the unstoppable Billy D. Charging forward, another 3-man pulverize is beautiful from Danny as God as Billy D is tanking over the front line. Boom's gonna drop now. No, he just barely gets out and torn apart as Billy D as the Urgot ulti delivers onto him fear beyond death. Ooh, Dredgeline barely misses everything in that clump there. That could have been the death of Squishy Beans. Watanabe finally shows up and he's not going to be able to find anything that he wants.
Yeah, I do believe that Watanabe actually misclicked the death from there on Nautilus instead of Skarner, who was very low HP. So a missed kill there, but nonetheless, very good team fight.
Yeah, a very chaotic fight is not quite over as ProCraft gonna get dropped. Pantheon just runs out and presses W. What are you gonna do? Where's the team able to follow up there? Yeah, okay, that W definitely hit. Don't worry about it. gonna get the root there to allow for a bit of damage. Dragon is spawning now. Danny's gonna try and get these fruits to get some mana, but maybe caught here. Booby's gonna scuttle on down into position. Gonna be a tough contest for SanaPekoraWatanabe Fan Club. 4v4, but they still haven't reset from that last fight. Looks like they might just get it. Might posture. Watanabe is charging in. Lord of Winter able to sidestep the E at first, and now into the pit goes Billy D for the steal.
The steal!
Now he's got the damage takedown. Universe Soul Word of Winter already dropped by his counterpart on the other side. Booby's gonna try and run away. The last embrace does not quite tickle him, so he's able to get out for now. Watanabe still gonna try and find this. Dawning Shadow doesn't do any damage. So
yeah, I was gonna say that would have been a bit of a blunder for SanaPekora to just give that dragon up, seeing it as a 4v5 on a TP-less Urgot. So glad to see that they did take that fight there.
Yeah, okay. Squishy Beans finds a full house Mordekaiser in that bush. Is gonna turn tail immediately. As Watanabe continues to recall in very provocative positions. Able to get that one on though. Universe Soul is walking up here. And charging team towards the Scuttle Crab, I suppose. He's setting up for that Rift Trail coming up in about 25 seconds.
Yeah, looking at the gold lead, we do have almost a 5k gold lead actually for the side of SanaPekoraWatanabe. X here, we can see that most of the gold lead looks like is on Watanabe and Blish here, so.
Universe Soul caught out here, no flash. He does have the R.
The damage.
Calvary is coming here for need to get better. Not that he really needed it. Puts him up to a killing spree.
Gonna save the ultimate. Wise choice.
Yeah, probably would have died anyways. Most likely good run by the Olaf. Quite powerful right now with the Goredrinker and the Phage.
We do see 2 items completed onto the Senna. The railgun is just about online. If we take a quick peep at the souls, 51 right now. So nothing too crazy just yet, but definitely getting there. Pick up the Rift Herald and they're moving mid. Please tell me they don't drop the Herald to take down that tower.
Should just push it in with sheer will and then try to go for the inner with the Herald and everything. Yeah. In the bottom.
Sheer will.
Or, you know, a giant railgun. That would all work. I mean, what's the difference? Yeah, towers dropping. Rift here. Tier 1s beware. As we see blue buff stolen away. Billy D gonna take that for himself. And Billy D having a very nice game despite the sort of rocky start. Able to Ragnarok his way to 5 kills, 2 deaths, 4 assists already. Definitely playing a big part of the early game aggression that we've come to know and love from SanaPekoraWatanabe.
Bit of a roll state here as Drake's coming in 2 minutes and Baron is about to spawn, but don't think unless they can sneak it or they can get a team fight wipe, they can actually do Baron this early in the game. So they might be looking for a play in the bot lane here.
Yeah. Shout out to Swishy Beans. No deaths yet. Only a person in the game to achieve that feat.
KDA player, Kappa.
I've.
If there was spawned in bot lane, it's kind of peculiar, I gotta say. I think he had a long still. But
yeah, I'm a
just
bit surprised. It looks like they wanted to use it to get vision of the Baron area, but I'm a bit surprised they
need to get better. Is caught here. The depth charge will go down. He's not tanky at all. He's gonna get pulled on in by the Urgot. So good. Oh, as I say that, Warren of Winter is being taken out here as Bush forces the Skarner. Evidently survived the ulti, and that means that Booby's got no way to keep himself safe here. Squishy Bean just walks in to die, I suppose. That's his goal. He's also on a Mordekaiser. He's going to have to flash out from tower as he's taking a bit too much. Danny's not going to take another shot.
That's just so much damage.
Not too sure what happened with the Skarner R there.
Might have been ulted on Orloff, which wasn't ulted.
Oh!
I think maybe... Here, I can go back and check, see what happened.
Yeah, that's my guess. So I don't think he used it onto the Senna there.
Okay, maybe I missaw that.
Yeah, I didn't see either. That's why.
Or while Warden Winter was getting run down, Boobies did try and Skarner ulti Blish back under tower, but unfortunately didn't have the damage to do the job himself. And that led to him being taken from behind by Billy D.
Baron being started up. I think I have any vision of that. Check.
At the same time, so you have to make a decision here. If you are the universe, I guess I don't really know that
vision.
SanaPekora is on the Baron, so they won't be trading or contesting this Baron. You really hate to see it.
Very clean there.
Just gets a free Baron here. Now Cloudsoul is up. There's swiftly rotating to the Soul right now, or yeah, to the Soul right now. But SanaPekoraWatanabe very strong. They can just walk in. Most likely.
Yeah, Blish is in base though, as YoWatanabe just instantly deleted during the Skarner ulti, and now another suppression comes through. That's another kill. Billy D's gonna do what he can, but can't quite find it.
The universe is gonna do it. Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
finds an uneven fight there and convert that into the dragon.
I think Blish probably should have just rotated directly towards it. I'm kind of just lacking the damage without the Senna at this point in the game to be able to just walk in like that for free, as Boobies was able to Skarner ult the Mordekaiser, who does not have a cleanse hit, and just wasn't enough damage without him.
Yeah, so signs of life here from the universe are not going down quite yet. They're even gonna march onto this tower, take a tower themselves while the enemy team has Baron.
Yeah, and that was 3 out of the 5 Barons on SanaPekora
Temtake
here,
activated. Danny's can't quite get there for the 3-man pull. Probably a good thing, as it would be a 2v, essentially 4, as Urgot hovers to the top.
Yeah, we'll have to see if SanaPekora can still make use of this Baron buff, regardless of it being only on 2 people.
Throwing this in there right here.
Be able to get that down. Both teams trade their inner mid towers. Danny's gonna break off to the right, but can't find a flank just yet. Sideways, not in a good spot for SanaPekoraWatanabe to try to be pushing mid here with a split. Looks like they're all just gonna fan out and try to get them in line. His Blish is in base once more.
70 stacks on the Senna at this point in the game. They're quite juicy. Very, very powerful right now.
Yeah, at this point, the team fight strategy is just peel for the Senna, let her outrange everything, and just sort of auto attack her way to the victory. Billy D trying to take some Krugs away from the enemy team here.
Yep. So, again, a little bit of just a low stakes. 3 minutes from any objective spawning.
Yeah, 3 minutes from any objective, but SanaPekoraWatanabe getting a little testy in the jungle down here. YoWatanabe does not have teleport up there. Universal will, but it's hard to teleport in the face of the Mordekaiser. Oh, yeah, here it comes. Warden Winter just deleted.
Wow.
1 combo, 1 kill for
They don't have the damage to kill, need to get better.
Yeah, and what is a tank Skarner gonna do? Flash forward from Danny has got to find the pulverize onto his counterpart in the support. Twisted Bean's gonna drop for the first time this game, finally goes down here. And the rest, the SanaPekoraWatanabe backing up in the mid lane. YoWatanabe gonna push onto that tower. Maybe they rotate up to help him. Maybe they look for more.
Universal still has the ult right now, actually.
Yeah, and Push definitely walking in his face, but
so much
not
damage,
gonna be able to
so much
find
range.
anything.
Practice are just doing so much work right now, and also that rapid fire cannon. That's just auto anyone from half a screen away. But I think to have here 2 minutes to any objective spawning. And I'd like to see YoWatanabe play for bot lane here, just constantly play with silent pressure and having Pantheon top lane would not be bad either, and then just be able to threaten that Baron anytime as soon as it spawns. Just a few minutes.
Blish finally sells the Doran's Blade. I was about to make a comment about that.
I'm sure he's
Swap it out for the longsword.
Oh, probably looking for the QSS for the Skarner.
That would be a good decision.
Has no magic mantle already purchased. Senna's only been ulted once, I believe, in this whole entire game by Skarner, but
Yeah, and that did not lead to a kill.
still a good
Regardless,
purchase just
yeah.
in case.
No one in the game actually has paid the QSS tax. Of
Well,
course, useful against
Yep.
Mordekaiser as well.
Olaf and Alistar don't really need it. So
True.
he's all here.
He might need something here. He's caught out though. The flash ulti. Bush doesn't have a completer just yet. He managed to flash out, but he doesn't have enough peel to get himself out of there. Billy D now going to be Kai. He's going to flash over the wall. Ragnarok finally popped. Watanabe coming up from the flank. One of Winter flashes over the pit. He's just going to get ulted immediately by Yo. And that is a dead Jinx. Watanabe flashes out for no real reason to leave his team out.
They're turning this!
Huge hole rush, bro. As the health bars get low, but they don't quite drop. Finally, need to get better taken down here. Watanabe has re-entered the fray. He's in the middle of 3. He's where he wants to be.
Holy.
He's got
Wow.
2 kills set up perfectly. KO.
Billy
Put up
D
by
just
Billy.
absolutely annihilated everyone.
That Sterix gauge coming in big, and the stopwatch, of course.
Okay, yeah, they are going to go take that dragon. They're not going to try and force the end here. It would be a little bit difficult to get that pulled off, even with the Olaf's decent attack speed.
Yeah, just securing that Cloudrick is so big for the side of SanaPekoraWatanabe. Has benefits that Mordecai has so much at death going on to chase everyone down.
The
Really
Ragnarok as well,
Yeah.
going to be fun.
The
Danny has
Alistar
got it. He layers it with the phase
Phase
rush
rush.
active. That's going to be a speedy hamburger.
sprinting. Yeah, this Alistar, I gotta say, Danny has got looking like Vulcan on the Alistar, hitting the Q with expanded range.
Vulcan wishes he was as good as Danny has
True,
got
true.
on the Alistar. Another masterclass of roaming with this champion, able to find the big team fight knockups. Boobies leads a charge in here. Watanabe does have teleport, so won't be gone too long. There's a whole 5-man unit of the universe sort of shuffles around in the topside jungle.
Checking the inventories, we do see a QSS purchased by Skarner, Jinx, and the Senna. So those are targets that you don't want to ult as either Skarner or Mordekaiser at this point in the game.
Yep,
Indubitably.
and we see
Don't
this
worry.
Jinx on 2.5 items now, but still about a whole item behind the Senna still.
Champion was committed here. Gonna use it to find out Squishy Dean. Should drop almost immediately. The stone plate won't save him as a very fast Skarner runs in the backline, but it's obliterated immediately alongside Word of Winter. Malphite dead as well. Booby's gonna QSS but can't get himself out of there. And now a lot of pings coming down onto the Urgot. He's going to be the next target. Procraft trying to find something, but won't find anything here. Watanabe takes a decent chunk of damage, but it's not going to be enough as the ace comes through for Blish and the rest of SanaPekoraWatanabe.
Yeah, probably should just turn to the Baron here, as don't think he can end the game just yet at this point in the game.
Yeah, I was about to say before that all broke out that the Skarner might be about to show, and when he does, you want to run towards Baron because the jungler's bot. I did not calculate the decision to just run towards the Skarner and kill him instead. That'll definitely net you an inhib at the very least. Not gonna go to the Baron just yet though. They want more kills at that fight, I suppose.
I think they will be rotating directly to the Baron here. So looking at the Summoner spells, does have the TP available for Widow of Soul, but I don't think there's any words to TP to for Malphite at this point for playing. But the ult is coming up soon for Malphite, so they actually have a chance to make a play here. But looks like they'll be looking
Will
for those
SanaPekora
cheats.
bait here?
Caution ping did come down onto that bush and he's gonna get scouted by the Zap Cannon. Good on the universe to not fall for that.
Good.
The Mega Death Rocket to check the Baron.
Yeah, the Zap Cannon will only reveal one, so you want to just make sure. But it was all 5 members there lying in wait.
Yeah, looking at these inventories, and their only blue trinket purchase is actually on the Mordekaiser, which is quite bizarre here, as Blish and actually I can't tell. Okay, is that a blue trinket? Yeah, that's also blue. So Senna and Mordekaiser have a blue trinket, but Jinx really also have the same thing. You the scout for that Baron, you don't have to waste your Super Mega Death Rocket.
2 blues on the side of SanaPekoraWatanabe, making up for the fact that there's none over on the universe.
Look at that
terrible
attack
move.
range.
Yeah.
I actually gotta have to zoom out a little bit just to see. Okay,
Yeah,
the 1v1
he-
situation.
Yeah, Booby's running into the Pantheon here. The teleport's going to come in to back up the mid laner. He just finds a solo kill, and no damage has really been done to the Pantheon. Now he's finally got to start to burn down. But Watanabe's got his back with the Death Realm. Instant combo onto ProCraft once he comes out of there. And Universal Soul, he's got the 4-man ulti lined up, but I don't think he...
Okay.
My lord!
Danny is God
indeed.
indeed.
Pulverize, able to find a kill there onto Warden of Winter. You love to see it. Need to get better. Gotta finally finish this fight up and take it on to the Nexus Tower. It's gonna be a clean win here. Bit of a stumble early game for SanaPekoraWatanabe, but they end this one off. 13k gold up. That's 22 kills. Sure. 22 kill lead at the end there. I'm not good at math. I just know that it's 1-0 SanaPekoraWatanabe in this matchup.
Yep, great
Wow.
game coming from both of them here. And I'm gonna have to update the...
Yeah, quite the performance by SanaPekora. I think they played around all of their win conditions really, really well. They really utilized the Pantheon R, taking advantage of the prio in lane to head down bot and just put this Jinx as far behind as possible. I think that, with the Jinx so far behind, the universe didn't have much of an offensive threat. Yes, you have this Malphite R. Yes, you have the Skarner R to follow up. You have the CC to slowly layer on the damage. But with this Jinx so far behind in the early game, it really was a tough point of contention for the universe over any objective. So really happy to see SanaPekora play like this. I think with a couple adjustments in draft and maybe a little better communication, I think that the universe can make a better display of skill here, and maybe they'll be able to take back in game 2.
Yeah, so we're actually gonna be taking a quick break while we wait for the next game to begin. And so be sure to stay in the Twitch chat and stay tuned in, and we will be seeing you in about 5 minutes.
know who it is. Coming round again. You want a dose of this right now? It's KD8. I'm a goddess with a blaze. 소리처럼 내 이름 잊지 못하게 loud, 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 loud. I could take you to the top. 절대 멈추지 못해. 내가 끝내주는 bag, yeah, yeah, yeah. When I started talk that, oh, you know how to react. I'm a picture perfect face with the wild in my veins. You can hear it in my growl, 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 growl. So keep your eyes on me now. 무엇을 보든 좋아할 거야. 다 할 수 없는 대본. 나와 되길 원한 늘 확신해. We got it all in our hands now. So can you handle what we're all about? We're so tough. Let's get it, show you up. Can you feel the rush now? Ain't nobody bringing us down, 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 down. They could try, but we gonna wear the crown. You can go another round, 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 round. Wish you luck, but you're not bringing us down. Go hard, till we get it, we go hard. We so in it, we pop stars. Only winning, winning now. Ain't nobody bringing us down, 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 down. You ready for this?
Let's go.
See, 언제든지 내 모습 매직 단 한 번에 내가 잡아 절대 기죽지 않지. 펴펴 네가 뭘 알아? 견딜 수 없어 원해도 원하는 게 얼굴에 보여. I'm trouble and you running it. I'm so cold. When I move that way, you gon' be so blown. I'm the realest in the game. Said I'm on fire with the blade. You're about to hear my name, ringing in your head like whoa. So keep your eyes on me now. 무엇을 보든 좋아할 거야. We so tough. Let's get it, show you up. Can you feel the rush now? Ain't nobody bringing us down, 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 down. They could try, but we gonna wear the crown. You could go another round, 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 round. Wish you luck, but you're not
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Game 2 of SanaPekoraWatanabe Fan Club versus the Universe. We'll be getting into draft in just a moment here, so just bear with us. Okay, we're actually in draft.
Irelia already taken off the table before we even know what happened. But next band looking to be the Pantheon. Don't want to deal with that from Need to Get Better this time around. Yeah.
Respect is given towards the Korean mid laner himself. And also the Galio band, the two of his most patented, his most iconic picks, roaming champion, are taking off.
I want to see the Pike again.
And
Oh,
Olaf,
the Olaf.
and away.
Alright. Despite the Graves being up, as well as the Udyr is actually banned. Despite the Graves being up, the Elise, some of the other iconic Billy D champs in Italy even. I'm a liar because I was about to say that Lee Sin was promised.
Nope. Yeah, dead man
On
walking.
all Graves top. Billy D doesn't lie.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised the Universe opted to ban something like the Galio or Pantheon over a staple champion of Billy D's like the Graves. But maybe they have a plan in store, so we'll have to see.
Unfortunately,
Vi.
The
This is
Vi!
Mystic.
Tell me it's a real pick.
Skarner.
Okay, it's
I was like, no way, it's a
Skarner.
Vi. That champion's so dog. I mean, so bad. So terrible.
Dog's allowed, right?
Yeah, dog, but I was about to finish that word.
No, that's a full word. Don't worry
Oh yeah,
about it.
just a wolf, you know what I'm saying?
Wolf. Yeah, I don't know how much worse it is than
Kaisa.
Skarner. Concerning to see them go back. Kaisa, the premier 80 carry, going to be picked up this time around.
The attack damage carry position role. Kaisa.
True, yes.
Alright, so Skarner
Yep,
Kaisa.
certainly
R1-2.
always a good early pick here. We'll have to see what SanaPekora opts to go. And it will be the run back on the Alistar for
Alistar.
Danny is God.
Banger champion, to say the
Quite
least.
the performance in game 1 for him. Some would say even an MVP performance.
Player of the game.
I would definitely say that.
The Darius hover.
Again. See? Danny's has played one game with Pike, I'm pretty sure, at least.
Yes, their last series out against Free Agent Federation. Pike was played twice, once by Need to Get Better in the mid lane. And then
Bazillion.
Zillion picked up.
my Danny's gone. Zillion the pick here. The Darius not locked in. It's still up. Unless the universe bans it with its final choice here. Maybe we get to see it.
I'd be curious to see. I want to get in touch with our stats team, and I'd be curious to see the win rates for some champions for particular players. Could definitely be an interesting point of discussion. But SanaPekora here with next week. All right. SanaPekora here with the Garen ban to be answered by the universe with. We'll see in just a moment. A possible set, and it will be
Set.
Darius
Interesting.
still open, but I do believe that they're trying to coax him into Darius blind pick and answer with a good counter pick potential.
I have insider information that Hune is currently, Blish is currently AFK, and so he gets stuck on Senna duty once more. So unfortunate for him. Maybe he wanted something a bit more explosive.
oh, you hate to see it.
But Senna-
Main top ban, I believe. One of
yeah, setting up for the Darius.
Yep, so taking that away from likely the universe. He is a pretty avid Vayne top player, especially into picks like the Darius.
No honor really. Up there.
another Urgot.
And it might be the run back with the Urgot pick here.
Again,
I don't really
Zillion
do-
will be looking to go for AP probably, since there probably would not be any AP on his team comp.
Yep,
Yeah.
I do like the Zillion pick. Synergizes pretty well with the Skarner here. So
True, that's gonna be a fast bug.
It's actually an arachnid, so it's not a bug.
It's a catch-all term. Yeah, wait, the term you're looking for is insect. That would not be applicable, but you know, bug.
Yorick.
The Yorick
A mispick.
for Yo Watanabe.
Has to be mispick. Okay, so it's Poppy.
He's played it before. I wouldn't.
Yeah, Yorick
So-
is a terrible champion. Please do not pick Yorick. Okay. Anyways, it's Poppy.
Wait. So B4 is
Before would be Poppy, and then B5.
Poppy.
we're still
Okay,
waiting.
okay.
B5. The Cossidon.
Cast.
A possible Cassidon pick here, and it
Cassidon.
will be Thorn need to get better. The Cassidon.
I'm not
This
sure about
Urgot-
I'm not sure about Urgot and Urgot. I'm gonna be real.
Yeah, it still possibly could be the Urgot in the top lane. Doubtful, but you know we will see.
It's not Vi. Gated is a Skarner. Looks like we'll have a
And the
Cho'Gath.
Cho'Gath to answer the Poppy.
Yeah, so we can review the draft real quick. On the side of SanaPekoraWatanabe, it will be the Poppy, Graves, Cossidon, Senna, Alistar versus Cho'Gath, Skarner, Urgot, Kaisa, Celia.
Yeah. I wanted to make a point that Revix is subbed in for game 2 in place of Warden the Winner. So I wanted your guys' opinion. Do you think that this is a big change for the universe? Do you think that it'll affect so much that they have a higher chance of winning the game as opposed to before? Or
Yeah, I mean, I do agree. I think Revix is a lot better than Warden Winter, not inflammatory fashion, but Revix is pretty high ranked 80 carry main, and we will be seeing him subbed in. He was the one who was playing versus Dragonback in those games earlier this week, and we have to see how he decides to perform in this game now that he's subbed back in.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it really shifts the needle too much though, as Warden Winter did not have a particularly great game, but I don't necessarily think that was the problem. I don't think just upgrading your player in that position will really get you a different result. The last game was really just controlled by Billy D and need to get better roaming around the map, diving bot, so maybe Revx can have a bit more of a sixth sense, know when those champions are coming down at him. But I don't think this game they'll have to worry about that too much, as Cassidon definitely not as much of a roamer as the Pantheon.
Yeah, I'm still gonna get curious about the Cassidon mid into the Urgot here, as Urgot is an 80 champion, can actually abuse the Cassidon early. And so I'm quite curious on how they decide to play the laning phase out, as this is the first time I think they're picking more of a scaling team comp than usual.
Yep, certainly will be an interesting mid lane. And I had one other question. So we see Universal sticking again to a more tanky utility style top laner here. I wanted your guys' opinion on whether you think that Universal is a more capable player on these carries as opposed to perhaps these tanks and utility style oriented top laners.
Yeah, I think it's a bit questionable, honestly. He's, as we touched on at the top of the broadcast, he's a very, very good Irelia player, not really rivaled by many at Penn State at least.
4022 lol.
Yeah, I was gonna say 40-22 really is the only competition there. He's definitely got the fingers to pull off some more complex champions. I don't know if he's just trying to take a back seat and try and focus more on shot calling and leading his team. But I think maybe if this game doesn't shake out the way they want it to, maybe that's something they could take a look at. Try and gear themselves more towards playing around Universal in the top lane.
Yeah, I mean, I do feel like that Universal might be more suited to play a carry pick in this kind of game, because I do feel like, based on how the Urgot was playing last game, he was playing him more like a utility pick rather than a damage pick, from what I can tell. And also going that build with Iceborne Gauntlet does not offer too much damage, so they might be struggling in the damage department in this game unless Kaisen's dealing both spec for damage output, where Kaisa definitely will be, but Zillion, the last time I did see Squishy Beans play that pick, he did go for the Everfrost. So I'm expecting him to go for a damage Zillion, but even then, Zillion as a champion himself does not actually output that much DPS, but the AP is actually more suited for the amount of healing that you might get from the ultimate.
Yeah. And I think going back to wanting to play through Universe Soul, it's really the only lane in this matchup that they have the advantage in based off of players. I don't think you're really going to be able to crack the duo of Bullish and Danny is God, and it's going to be pretty difficult to exploit. Need to get better in the mid lane, but if you look to top, that's maybe the one place that they can sort of get around and get a foot in the door. Yo Watanabe is a very durable player mentally, but
Depends.
sometimes uh, I would say it's very tough for the enemy to tilt him, but very easy for his own team to tilt him.
Yep.
But especially with some of the jokers that they got on that roster. But I think if you're gonna look to crack into SanaPekoraWatanabe anywhere, it has to start from the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I did want to say something about the universe's draft once again. I feel like it's a little similar to last game where they are kind of just maybe not so much banking, but a lot of relying on the bot lane damage to come through here, and I think that is you know due to maybe a little bit of issue with champion pools. So I in the coming weeks, whether they win or lose this game, I would like to see them perhaps branch out and try to play maybe a little more carry style oriented champions.
Yeah. And I actually just wanted to look at this draft lane by lane. Look at the Poppy versus Cho'Gath matchup. I do believe that Cho'Gath actually has a very favorable matchup in this situation where I don't think Poppy can actually do much in this lane. But looking at the Graves versus Skarner, Graves I do believe does out tempo the Skarner by quite a bit. Mike could actually confirm or deny that for me, but Cassid and Urgot, I do expect the Urgot to be ahead early, and Senna, Kaisa, the bowling duo, I think that they have Kaisa Zillion does have like the poke advantage, but Senna Alistar does have the ability to just kind of all in at any time.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah. So looking a little bit closer at this jungle matchup, Skarner certainly, can't clear fast, and with the use of the spires and properly kiting camps, I think it really gets close when Graves acquires that Noon Quiver after the first couple minutes of the game. But typically you can see similar jungle paths for these champions in their first clear. But I certainly think that Graves has a lot more kiting potential in the early game and can certainly snowball faster given the right skirmishing opportunities.
Yep. Skarner does, I think, have the advantage in scuttle fights if the pillar is set up, but otherwise, Graves definitely does have that advantage.
Yeah, certainly very important to play around those spires. But here we are loaded onto the Rift for Game 2 of SanaPekoraWatanabe Fan Club versus the Universe.
It's like a Dark Seal Star from the cast in here, actually kind of going disrespectful. Or maybe it's just a lot of confidence in the lane matchup.
yeah, I guess he's betting that the Urgot Skarner duo can't actually kill him early.
It says a
At least pre
Dark Harvest
six.
actually. Just
Yeah, definitely committing to scaling there. We'll see if Sparks will fly at the level 1 shindig this time around. We saw 2 kills go the way of the universe last time around. They're waiting here, but not gonna find anything.
looking for the Spire. Looks like they would be looking for the direction of the Spire as it spawns.
The Rammus thumbs up comes out from Yo Watanabe as he leaves.
ECU cast start is pretty standard. Is that standard now? I'm not sure. I thought it was still D-Shield or...
I feel like he likes it because of the does it still give the extra potion stuff? No.
Not anymore, not anymore.
Lots of
Crazy.
Pangus coming out
Alright,
from the
then I have no
Universe.
idea why he likes it.
No contesting the early spires though, not what I'm looking for, I do believe. But it looks like based on the spire taking, Boobies will probably be taking the reverse path down bombing again to secure the boss scuttle.
Sure.
Yeah, play-by-play doesn't know anything, Kappa.
Hey man, the jungle just doesn't make sense to me. I'll be honest.
Okay, it won't make sense next match after the jungle nerfs.
Yeah, I don't know what the junglers do, man. You like lay out your entire path, and it's like I'm hearing like like the chess like strategies and stuff.
Yeah, use the Victorian opening or something.
Yeah.
Bit of
It's
poke
like
coming
the
down.
Moroccan gambit coming out here from Billy D as he moves on to Gromp.
Yeah, actually,
free camp.
yeah, he skips the Raptors. Very interesting here. So I'm excited. I'm interested to see if Billy D will perhaps go for an early invade or a gank sooner than the typical, 320, 330 on the top lane that we normally see.
320, 230.
Another E land here for
Yeah.
ProCraft. Need to get better drops.
solo
There you
kill
go.
here.
Black Knight.
Oh!
First blood
And
goes
that
over
is-
to ProCraft.
That is exactly what you were talking about, Devin. This volatile matchup in the mid lane, the Urgot into the Kassadin early.
Yeah, very disrespectful, I think, to pick the Kassadin, knowing that the program did pick the Urgot last game, and I mean, Kassadin really is really good into AP champs, but AD
Hey,
champs,
gank up top point. Universe Soul might be in a little bit of trouble. Watanabe dropped low though.
minions.
Billy D gonna be there to back him up though. As Universe Soul tries to find something can't. Billy D farming during the gank.
Just Graves problems, but that is exactly what I like to see from Billy D. Switching up the jungle pathing, unexpected from the universe here. Really intelligent pathing from Billy D here, switching things up.
Good on him. Always a very exciting player to watch. See what
Very cute
shapes
player to
up
watch,
next.
honestly.
True, true.
Who said that? Anyways,
Yep. I think that's a very important skill to have in a best of series.
Yeah, you gotta be cute.
yeah, I gotta be cute.
Okay,
Actually,
yeah. more as in more versatile in jungle pathing is what I really mean. But,
Yeah,
that
but
too.
what
That
is
other
that
thing's good
for?
too.
Yep, Skarner actually ahead in tempo here. Looks like he did just take most of the raptor camp except for one small raptor to deny the camp away. Graves will be linked for top lane again.
Regank.
Yeah, regank. Watanabe once again being dropped low as the setup, man. Billy
Gas
D
flash,
able
Probably just gonna save it.
to rupture lands.
Yeah.
Maybe this one goes. Oh, nope. Billy D takes that one as well.
Yeah, huge wave. They have to crash his next two waves here, and Universal will be losing a lot. Skarner looking for the evade on the Krugs, or maybe a gank here.
Yeah, Carter is behind. He might be in bit of trouble here.
Okay,
He's gonna
the
just
flash
get.
W.
That's what
Danny is
it-
good.
doesn't hit though. Puts up the
Wow.
mastery 7. A bit of a scuff there, but definitely able to stave off the gank at the very least.
It's a pretty good response to the gank though, regardless.
Yeah, very unfortunate for both sides in that the gank didn't work out for the universe, and Danny has God not being able to find that pulverize on the Skarner under the turret. I also wanted to point out that I would have liked to see Boobies go for the Raptor spawn of Billy D. Even if Billy D had taken the initial Raptors, the second spawn would have been up.
He
So-
he did take it. He didn't finish the game. He just left one spawn up.
Oh, okay. I missed that. That's okay.
That was one thing I noted earlier. Oh, Graves.
Oh.
Krugs probably.
Yeah.
But I
Not
actually
really
do
able to-
like what SanaPekoraWatanabe is doing here quite a bit, knowing that Sena is actually a very strong weak side champion.
Oh, he's dead. Need to get better. Just gonna get run down here. The ignite committed.
Misses the
The
harpoon.
OP committed to the river as well. If he hits that, need to get better. Dies for the second time, but thankfully he's able to sidestep.
Is he freezing this? Nah, it's
I
not legal,
don't-
bro. Come
Big
on.
I don't
chunk.
think that was what Watanabe wanted to do. I'm not sure what he did, but sorry, he did want to do. I know what he
He
did.
has to be a bit careful. Universe Soul is going to hit 6 on this wave, so...
Yeah, okay. Dragon has started up here. Procraft is here to contest. The smite is there to secure. Danny's
No
guys are gonna die
flash.
shit. No flash. He was trying to get the Hex Flash over, I believe, but not able to.
Gets caught out there. Not sure if the Alice needed to be in the pit for that, but still good dragon pickup, but and also good versus Mike check for the Drake there. As you can see that Urgot is quite ahead, has the 2 kills in his name with a Cole, so he's getting quite well past them.
Yeah, all in all, trading 1 kill for the Ocean Drake, especially this early on, isn't the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, it definitely isn't. But in my opinion, I think if I'm Billy D, I'd tell my team that I'd rather just play for the enemy jungle camps at this point, especially on that top side of the map with this little weaker Cho'Gath. I think you just have to play for jungle, and you can really kick the Skarner out of the game and really enable your chance for skirmishing in the mid to late game.
So also looking for a role play mid potentially here, but
Yeah, directed camera sure what. Oh, well, that thought
good
Danny's got his
cancel.
interrupt the E.
it's not the damage though.
How
I
much
think
more
so.
is gonna come? There's not a lot of damage coming out of the Cassidon, as you know. Billy D is here though. This is the damage that they need. Gonna flash their dashboard directly into the skirt hole. Another miss ult from Procraft though means that Billy D can flash out for free. Universe Soul walks up, flashes out. Interesting to say the least.
Movement here.
He's gonna gobble a monster on his way out.
Of course, of course.
Taxation. Shooting one. Switching Beans mid lane here has the what's it called? Bonus. Movement is crazy. Probably need to get better though. What? Oh, the
crazy.
triple bomb. Kinda nice actually. Has a Kindle gem here, so looks like does Kindle gem go into Everfrost? I'm not sure actually. But if it doesn't, it might just be turning into a Minster or Imperial Mandate or a Shrillis.
Not too sure on that one actually.
Yep, it looks
Not
like
sure
it's probably
what-
gonna be one of the 3 enchanter items. Has the Fairy Charm here, so I'd like to see the Minster Renewer here actually. The Staff of Flowing Water this game is very, very nice on Resilient.
Squishy
Running
beans
on
looking
it
for
here.
punish.
At the bottom, the exhaust is dropped. Trying to land it, but does not come through regardless. Just a big trade here might turn into something more as Prograph is pounded down the river. They push back up, maybe something happens, but for now they're gonna stay back. Need to get better communicating that the Urgot is missing.
Yeah.
Not gonna be caught out by that.
You better actually sitting at a good 10 CS lead already, 12 CS lead actually. Even though with a 2 kill, no, even though he is a kill down, 2 kills down actually. So very good play from just showing the rank difference between 2 players.
Yeah, CS lead in mid, but it's about 20 CS down. In both side lanes, 30 now, as the wave is being held up down bot.
Yeah,
But
Rush
yeah,
is down quite a bit of CS here, but missing CS just for the souls is actually quite good. Smile.
definitely the strategy. Who's gonna flash
That was
smite?
quite bizarre. I look for the ult there, but
You hate to
that's a
see
nice
it.
walk.
Yeah, probably wanted the R key, not the F key.
Probably wanted both. Low key. Yo, what?
True.
Actually,
40 seconds on Infernal Drake here. I'm gonna teleport up for both top laners. Watanabe has not really left his lane just yet this game.
how much he can do in this lane though? Very difficult matchup. Even though he did get the 2 assists early on.
Maybe gonna look to recall here, get ready to port if needed. And he's trying to find Revex, not gonna find the headbutt to get himself in there. But yeah, it looks like just fighting for control over this Drake.
Yep. If I'm
Connor
SanaPekoraWatanabe would give up the streak here. I think they're weaker everywhere. Don't think they need to contest the streak. It's very difficult in this situation.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree. I think that, you know, letting your Senna try to catch up a little bit in farm and kind of just maybe play around the top side Herald is probably your best bet here. Also wanted to note, Billy D opting into the Zerker Greaves here.
He's
Pretty.
a berserker. Okay, the teleport's gonna get
boy.
channeled here.
Steal.
Billy D steals it. Dashes right over the wall, and now Universe Soul gonna be the target in the front lines. Boobies charges forward. Don't hit that R
Oh, what
button.
the?
Away goes the Senna. Bush able to thankfully swim on back to safety. Watanabe gonna be the sacrificial land. There's a huge pulverized lance. Danny is gone, but there's no fall to be found. Need to get better. Gonna get feared as soon as he goes in, and that means that it's a Drake lost for the Universe, but they find 2 kills on the backside.
Yeah, I think you need to do the Rift Herald now if you are the Universe.
Very good
Yeah.
steal coming out from Billy D. Very, very alpha mentality there.
True,
But-
looking pretty cute.
Yeah, true. Looks pretty cute. And looks like we'll not be going towards the Herald, so just looking for a play
Okay,
here.
Revek's getting aggressive, but Danny has got it here. He's got the combo locked and loaded here. Gonna get the stun as well. Can't quite kill Revex just yet. They're gonna try and switch targets, get them both low. There comes the chrono shift now. They're just gonna wait it down. Danny's got to get a flash, but he should die anyways. The Dawn and Shadow does not find the kill. Danny's got does barely survive, and Blish is gonna push forward, but that just means that he's in perfect spot for Boobies to catch him, or for Boobies to back in river. That as well. That's another option.
Pretty good fight going the way of SanaPekoraWatanabe Fanclub. But still, they're quite a bit down in CS, but it'll be looking for a game. Get better also rotation here. Might be looking for a dive.
I
Okay,
don't
Universe
think this is the move,
Skarner is
honestly.
rotating.
Yeah, Scar's gonna be here soon, but not soon enough. The Universe Soul is just gonna be pounded into the wall. Watanabe is gonna get stunned though, and Boobies is gonna run away once more.
Oh, landed this time.
Flash forward from Fear Beyond Death. Now Billy D is in trouble. He's able to flash over the wall. He might just get away. They're not gonna chase him. Need to get better. Also forced to flash over the Krug wall. Didn't have the ulti back up in time.
What's a Prowler's Claw? Urgot, I just realized.
But yeah, Procraft the Chad on this got the Prowler's Claw, got the kills. Showing why he plays this for some reason.
Urgot one true lane here.
True.
As
But,
a Prowler's Claw.
evidently it pays off.
Right. All the damage, but it will be quite squishy later on, so probably would have liked to see the Kraken Slayer instead, if you want to go for a squishy build anyways, but to see how this Prowler's Claw is utilized, potentially.
And the dive was good at first, but then Procraft just comes in there to turn it around. 1-for-1 traded top laner is not the end of the world. He's moved on to bot lane, not gonna find anything there though. Just gonna sort of scuttle around river.
Yeah, seen no Quicksilver sashes yet on the side of SanaPekoraWatanabe.
Oh, that's a fast crab guy.
Oh,
Need
not
better.
watching.
Get better! Oh, what is that
happening? He is
interaction?
dead.
Oh, you have to be tilted after that one.
What? Okay, the buffer does not quite work.
This is one large Urgot.
That is the Prowler's
5
Claw
kills,
technology.
0 deaths.
Prowler's Claw.
100%
Yeah, he has
KP
a
on
whole-
Urgot.
He has a whole 2,000 gold ahead of his counterpart. And honestly, yeah, it's looking really good. You know, you want to keep this Cassidy from scaling for as
Really
long as
deep might be
possible.
But dive here potentially.
Able to quick draw over the wall. Yeah, not gonna die to that. But yeah, beautiful game so far from Prograf. You just gotta keep in the back of your mind the audacity of need to get better to pick Cassidon into this.
Quite bizarre, honestly. Still,
They had to know that it was mid Urgot. You know, Prograph definitely a mid Urgot main, or at least an Urgot main. Played it last game and didn't work out against Pantheon with that, sort of early pressure. But Cassidy is probably the opposite of Pantheon in that regard.
Yeah, and I want to shout out Universal here. He's actually ahead in gold of his counterpart, even after all the attention the lane was given in the early game. So I really don't think that SanaPekora was able to do a whole lot with that advantage, but we're gonna see how things look coming in with this Cloud Drake.
SanaPekoraWatanabe got a clump up here. Try and take this tower down. I don't think they have quite enough damage to do it. Only get it about to halfway before the rest of the universe shows up. Procraft, of course, leading the charge there to get on in. Just completed the goal as well, actually.
It's quite
So
a
yeah,
bit cold right now, actually. But
he's up 2,400 over. Need to get better. This Drake, no contest there. No merit steal from Billy D.
just too far behind. Don't think you want to contest this Drake at all. Moonstone Renewer actually completed for Squishy Beam now, so we'll be getting that healing coming through and be very, very powerful into this next team fight. Expecting to see a Staff of Flame Water next.
Yeah, no one on his team is really going to benefit too much from the AP. It's like Cho is going that full tank build. Kaisa,
Kaisa has some HP ratios. It's a little bit
yeah,
trouble.
she doesn't mind
It's
it,
just the
but
movement speed is so strong in this situation.
true.
Having given that E movement speed to Skarner, it's that extra little bit help getting on the homies. Gale Force is completed for the Kaisa. I don't think it's a crack actually, but there's nonetheless still pretty powerful. Really D looking to finish the collector. I think perhaps going for the QSS here or going for the BT.
Oh, here comes a play. Booby's gonna get headbutted right out.
Great W.
Sets up the triple root.
Yeah.
Definitely. Danny's got to probably grateful that Boobies didn't opt to ult him instead.
He did have the Unbreakable Will though, so it'll be
True, but even with that, you don't exactly want to be in the middle of that team. Yo Watanabe might be caught here, actually.
ult is cancelled by the W
Very
actually.
fast, able to just get out of there. Recall the bot lane, gonna take over top lane duties for the side of the universe. Billy D and Need to Get Better are posturing. Maybe try and make a plan of Procraft. Maybe just push this lane together. Best of friends. You know, they were roaming a lot together last game. Billy D takes some tower shots. Procraft wants this fight because he knows he's got the power to back him up. The Everfrost. Oh my god.
Billy does. Billy's
Better just dead here. Billy D's not going to be able to do much. The shield bow will proc eventually. Oh, but actually, here comes Denny's gun to back up.
Huge shutdown.
Jungler shutdown goes over. That's a 4-kill Graves now. Yo Watanabe, the subject of some attention here. Gonna try and run away as much as he can, but Revex is just gonna run him down. Kathy and Rain doing a lot there. Flashed actually.
Oh,
and
okay.
Maybe a turnaround, but Squishy Beans is over the wall, set the stun, and get the damage done. Take out Yo Watanabe there. A little dicey at the end, but good enough. Gets the job done.
Billy is huge right now. 4-0, getting that 500 gold shutdown actually is so good for him. Has that collector completed?
We've been focusing so much on the Skarner, we've sort of forgotten about Billy D. Doesn't have as big of a gold lead over his opponent, only about 1,400 to the 2,400 of the Urgot, but still, he's poised to carry this game if they can set him up correctly.
Yeah, we'll definitely want to see a QSS as soon as possible, just so that he doesn't get neutralized by the Skarner later on.
Yep.
Yeah. And also want to see a Bloodthirsty later on as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, especially with him opting to go the shield bow route instead of the Gale Force.
Procraft gonna sprint at him thanks to the Prowlers rather. Gonna get the knock up out of the E, but it's not gonna matter as Fear Beyond Death will lead him to his death.
Still very
Now the Baron's gonna get
They're gonna
started
start
up
the
here.
Baron up. The half beast.
Mayhap aggressive. Yo Watanabe gonna channel the teleport in there, trying to fight this one out. That parry's
the
not
ult.
dying very quickly though. It's the rest of SanaPekora and Watanabe get
Alright.
progress
Good
out.
This is good.
Trying to fight, get better, gonna charge forward, but not find any initiation. The Alistar isn't there to start it off right. Procraft now on the side. He's gonna be met by all 4 members of SanaPekora Watanabe as the universe is gonna secure Baron. Billy D goes in. All the gold
The res.
for is gonna be gone. Chrono Shift keeps Procraft alive, and now it's just a rout. Yo Watanabe forced to watch, need to get better to get killed in his rearview mirror. Where is he going?
No!
Walks into the sun. Yeah, he does get the interrupt on the Gale Force outfit, so go off, King.
Yeah, I think in that situation, just focus on the Urgot, take the kill. Just it's very difficult to contest Smite versus Cho'Gath plus.
Yeah.
Cho'Gath consumed plus Gunner Smite there, so I think it was probably the best move there.
Well,
But
as soon as he goes in, he just gets, Skarner ulted.
yeah, that's why he needs that kill assist. They're still not purchasing it. Has the Vamp Scepter instead. Very greedy, I think, purchase from Billy D here.
Yeah.
He is
You're
the
cute,
strongest
you're not
weapon.
that cute.
Yeah, I think that the Universe did a really good job this game in that Universe Soul played a really good weak side, while his mid and bot lane are just able to take control of this game.
Speaking of Universe Soul, he's caught out here. Very tanky on the show, but not quite enough to sustain that. Billy D picks up his 5th kill of the
That's
game.
Caster Curse
And
right
the
there.
5th kill for Watanabe.
First assist for Bush though. Finally getting some KP on his belt here.
Kind of hard to do when your only real kills are coming from camping top lane.
Yeah. Still working on that Ginsu's Rage Blade. It'll be very, very powerful as soon as it comes out. We can actually take a quick check on his stacks. He has 42 at 24 minutes. Not doing too terribly, a little bit behind I'd say, but still not that bad considering that he's still behind in the game in general. So
Yeah. SanaPekora Watanabe definitely hard committed to scaling. You're gonna have to see if it works out for him here. About a 6,500 gold lead. Currently gonna try and battle back there. They came back from a very early deficit last game. Maybe they can try again here.
Yeah. On to the topic of Billy D being a strong point for SanaPekora Watanabe, I wanted to talk a little bit about a new build I saw that involves going to Shield Bow into Phantom Dancer into a 3rd item, Lord Dominic's Regards. So this build allows you to still blow up squishies pretty handily, but also do considerable damage to more tanky members of the enemy team, such as the entire top side of the
Play
map.
off the mic, and he's on the flank and he's off the flank. Back to you.
That's about all I had to say. So, just
Fabio able to
build that may have perhaps worked a little better for him here.
yeah, maybe like a build such as the Shield Bow into QSS, into the Bloodthirster, into the LDR would be really insane here. LDR, Ink, Shield Bow were all the patch notes as buffs, quite strong buffs are actually for just this recent patch. So would have liked to see that instead. So the Collector, which just doesn't do that much damage to tanks as it's probably the item, man.
Oh, goodbye. Need to get better. Skarner
get
ulted,
better,
you know the
definitely.
rest. Yeah, 063. Okay. Danny is God, able to find that Squishy Beans off
Take
the
it down.
guy and get the Zillion ult pod, heal himself back up.
Yep, oh, SanaPekora Namicon. Do not like that purchase gear when the items such as Chemtech Putrefier exist in this game.
Yep.
Pretty bizarre choice.
Know what that is.
Chemtech Putrefier is the support
Okay, 2-man root. Please do a 2-man knockup.
Caught out,
Squishy Beans
Squishy Beans.
with their Procraft dropped low as well. You note he's not tanking. It's a shutdown for Billy D. All the gold belongs to him on.
TP in the back.
Okay, yeah, in comes the Cassid, and he might just get blown up on the flank here. The
Okay,
Everfrost
double
gets
flash.
on the booty, flash pulverized. Those Revex actually managed to get out of there with Gale Force and the ulti over to Danny's God,
Riftmaker.
trying to get out of the fight to save himself, but actually just saves the Nevermind Cassidon. Oh,
He
flash.
still has more
Let's
Riftwalks.
go,
Is he gonna go for the dive?
Uh,
He will be going for the dive here.
oh,
Collected.
blown up.
Good night.
Bush.
That are dancing the recall Bush flat. Okay.
Oh.
Shut down goes the Blish.
You're good. He'll be
What?
getting that Ginsu
Oh,
back.
what's Billy doing? Billy's getting run down
Killa
here.
says.
Back up to Cloud Drake means that you can't quite run. And he's just gonna get torn
Get
apart
decent on.
here.
Good stack of
Decent on.
CC.
Oh, it doesn't have the health.
Doesn't have it,
Yeah,
but you know.
Yeah, going all the way back to that initial fight at the inhibitor turret, really good
Oh, they want
punish.
more.
Really
wait.
good punish of the Zillion R cooldown, but it looked like it worked out pretty fairly for both sides at the end of things.
Senna takes the recall on the alcove. It's chilling. Looks like we have the Drake coming up in about 30 seconds. Definitely want to fight for this one. Soul Point is such a valuable Drake. I think Billy D is actually so strong now with the Bloodthirster and the Collector. Does not have to kill us as still, but will be alive for the Dragon, and also has a Kraken, Gensu, Senna online. So this is, I think SanaPekoraWatanabe is very, very strong right now, but they need to conduct this fight in a way so that the damage dealers are not. They will be giving this fight. Take it away.
Yeah, everyone's gonna press all their buttons on the dragon and goes down almost immediately. Beautiful play there from the side of the universe as they charge into mid lane here, get it pushed out and take that Baron.
Yeah, honestly, I think that the universe has all the correct tools here to really just take this Baron by storm and really fight off the side of SanaPekora here. You have the Feast, you have the Skarner Pole, you have his Flash to make things even easier, and you have the speed up and the revive from the Zillion, so there's really no threat here from SanaPekora.
Yep, Baron is gonna get burned down much quicker this time around. No contests. Things are starting to look a little bit grim for the side of SanaPekoraWatanabe.
Yep. Soul Point for the universe here as a Baron bottle. Probably wants to look for a 1-3-1 situation, maybe a 4-1 even. It's actually okay. That show guys on the side lane. Ruby's taking the rep off. I'm not sure why. Like, high such part take it, but happens.
Yeah.
It happens.
Okay, Procraft making his way downtown.
What?
Frag?
Okay.
Movements? Okay, Protocol is undodgeable.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Okay, y'all want charge in, try and help, but can only watch the death as Boobies is on the deep flank here. They're trying to end this here and now. Headbutted already. Holty goes wide, but that's probably for the best as Bush is locked up now. The Boobies is overextended. Can he get out? Yes, he can. Starship used just for good measure, but he won't even need it as Revix is Gale forcing forward, forcing this fight onto Danny. Has got another two-man knockup, but it doesn't mean Jack as he is taken out here. Now a good stun onto the Kaisa. Won't find enough damage to kill her though. Billy D trying to kite back, do what he can to do this damage.
Meanwhile, the end of the game.
Billy D can't really clear these minis. He doesn't have the wave clear. No one on the side of SanaPekoraWatanabe fan club does. Oh, he is dead. You are correct. Bush gonna go down. The bomb not even needed to take him out. Billy D forced to flash out as he is exhausted. The Skarner ulti is not quite back up, but the Chrono Shift is to save his Skarner's life. And by the time he respawns, it'll be Billy D just to race up the face of the earth. Go Watanabe forced to try and kite back, and there is the Skarner ulti. Need to get better. It goes for the next time this game, and I have to think that no matter how big of a pulverize that Danny has got confined here, he won't be able to save the Nexus. It's a 1-1, the first split series for SanaPekoraWatanabe as they fall to the universe in this game too.
GG.
Wow. Yeah. Another series that delivers. Quite the comeback from the universe, and I think it's what honestly most, if not everyone, wanted to see.
Transitions to the original screen here. Great game from both sides. SanaPekora showing up on the first game, having really strong early game execution, coming back from the early invade, but the second game the universe does find a win. Just kind of, I think, Elrevix actually coming into the game does, I think, change the thing a lot. Was
Yep,
able to find
I
advantage
agree.
just through laning phase in a straight 2v2 when without any junglers actually coming into quite a bit later to do much. So yeah, I think that was quite a showing from the side of the universe, showing that with their starting AD carry, I do think that they are quite a strong team, and they're actually able to show off their strengths.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, uh,
I
sorry, go ahead. You're good.
sorry, I was just gonna say, um, yeah, I think that the universe had a really good comeback there, and I think that if Sonic and Core wanted to have a better chance of winning that game, I think that they needed to play their early game a little differently. Not only would I have liked to see a little different build path, I would have also liked to see a little more attention to the jungle in the early game, this Graves. I think that instead of going for that early Ocean Dragon, I really think that more attention could have been put towards taking some of the jungle camps from the Skarner, snowballing this Graves further and further ahead, putting this Skarner out of the fight. And I really think that with that, it unleashes the potential for better skirmishing potential, and maybe they can take it from there. But nonetheless, I think the universe played a really good game, and I do also agree that Ravix made a huge difference in their comeback game too.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess with that being said, if anyone wants to go for an interview, join one of the team channels, and we can perhaps from either team, honestly, join one of the team channels, and we can talk a little bit about the games that we just had.
Let's break this down.
Please come join the analyst desk.
Yeah, as long as his name is not Yo Watanabe, we're welcoming anyone. If no one wants to go for an interview, then we can conclude the stream. So we'll wait about 2 or 3 minutes. Oh, we have Universal in the call here. Now, welcome, Universal. How do you feel after that got come back in the second game? I guess.
But we were vibing. Where is it ends here?
What's up?
Oh, we got the
Hello.
double interview again.
Hello. We
people
need to get better.
Better here as well.
Here.
GG's Peter.
The criminal.
Okay. Not gonna lie. Ergot mid at the last second. We're like, what are we gonna pick? What are we gonna pick? And they're like, cancel it. Whatever. Fucking cancel it.
Yo, watch your language, sir.
Yo.
Trying to get
Okay.
partnered out here.
I'm sorry. Whoa, chill. Okay. I'm sorry. Anyway, I was so confused. I did not know what to do. Look at
I mean, if you're playing cast into Urgot, you probably want to
Yeah,
do shield
I
Bro.
feel like
at
you
least.
managed to find the worst possible option.
Hey, I was confused. I had to find some pick before it goes to 0 second. And I'm like, I see Castle on my screen. Well, Castle it is.
Yo,
You know?
where's the pike? Come on now.
Forehead. Where's the pike forehead?
Pike?
We only
Well,
at that point.
No, you probably don't want to play pike. That's pretty bad here.
See, if I go AD mid, I'm forcing Daniel Mordekaiser duty. Yeah, but the
It was
Mordekaiser.
banned.
And Mordecai's with band, yeah.
Yeah,
Man.
that's a rap question. Why did he put Dan on the Poppy?
Where's the Darius
We
forehead?
did it. He wanted to play Poppy. We just wanted to try some things out. It's an experimentation day, alright? It's having fun.
Where's the
time.
Darius, huh? It was Dan backing
Yo,
off from
yo,
the
yo.
challenge.
I know
Okay,
Dan
okay.
was just itching to
Listen,
play
listen.
Darius.
You guys hovered him so many times in Pro Draft.
We're gonna hit the playoff anyway, right? We're just having fun. You know?
How do you know you're gonna
Relax.
playoffs, huh? How do you know?
Well, we're against you first, so that's so
Me?
there's that.
Favors me,
We're gonna go against you at some point, so that's okay.
huh?
Free
What do you
win?
say, huh?
Free win,
win?
yeah.
Alright.
JK, I'm just kidding. Chill.
Anyways, all right. I guess a few questions on the table here. I guess I mean you have to Rohan. Actually, this is for you. So first game, you had to play with the sub AD carry, and this I'm guessing it was kind of an emergency situation where Rivas cannot join the game. So how are you coming into second game with your starting ADC back on the table or back on the team? How are you feeling? I guess in that situation where Are you just like taking a mental reset or what?
We were just talking about dinners.
Okay, word.
We didn't care. We knew we were
Alright.
gonna. We knew what went wrong first game, so we knew what to expect in draft second game. So
Okay, makes sense.
But you didn't expect Dark Harvest. Cassidy.
Harvest Caston? Yeah.
maybe you didn't expect Prowler's call or got.
Okay, I didn't expect Urgot mid in general. Even the first game, I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I guess for Peter here,
What's up?
I guess, in the first game, you guys pulled off a great comp. Was able to snowball
Mhm.
early game, but I was kind of curious about that level 1 incident. After giving up those 2 kills, how are you feeling in that moment?
Oh, that. So, see, Danny said, let's go in. We win level 1. And then Chin's all the way in the back, like, I'm coming, okay? And then Billy D's like, whatever, let's go in. We just all went in. And then Chin's kind of late. And then, yeah, we lost. It was like 45 at first. Then he got, focused. And, my team thing. And our comp's pretty funny. Who cares?
True. Quite a fun comp to say the least. I
Yeah.
mean, I guess that's more or less the questions I have on my end. Is Mike or Perry have any questions?
Yeah, I had, one for Universal. I wanted to talk a little bit about your mental fortitude game 2 after that early topside pressure. You died to a gank by Billy D, and then he did, 1 or 2 camps, maybe a crab came back and killed you again when you had no TP. So talk to me a little bit about how you were feeling at that point.
I'm like, this kid's trolling. Skarner just takes this whole bot side jungle. That's
Fair
it.
enough.
Whoa. That's Billy D you're talking to, You can't say that. Come
I don't know,
on.
man. He lost last game.
Okay. You can't blame that on
Oh.
anyone other than me. Wait,
All right,
last game,
gentlemen.
last
I
game's on
mean, to
me.
be fair, right? Skarner was ahead in CS most of the game that game, and a level ahead.
Yeah,
So
Whoa.
not really something you want to see from a Graves versus Skarner matchup where Graves should have the advantage in terms of farm, generally speaking. But yeah, I mean, good heads up play. Good, I think, really good at absorbing the pressure in the top side and I mean,
dude, they call me Dyrus.
Yeah, Dyrus. And absorbing the bot side.
You know what? I should have gone Nocturne. Now that I think about it, just camped you.
Yeah, one more question. Are you more than willing to play, these kind of tanky utility style champions as opposed to, some of the more carry style champions that we've seen you known for, like the Jax and the Irelia and such?
Well, they banned 3 of my carry champs. Plus, I kind of carried that game. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, man, 147.
Okay.
Really carried.
Dude, I did. Wait, hold up, listen to this, right? I did more damage than Senna, so I'm happy.
Fair enough.
Dude, tanks are actually busted.
Oh yeah, you lied to me, Rohan. Did you say
What?
you're gonna not ban me? What was
And
that 3
then,
ban on me second game?
We changed our mind.
You're a liar.
I
Toxic.
do have a question for Need to Get Better.
Sure.
So yeah, as we know, you put on quite the performance in game 1 on the Pantheon pick. Really,
Sure.
having priority the lane most of the time, able to utilize that Pantheon R to move around the map, namely bot lane. So was your guys' goal for the most of that early game to kind of put this Jinx as behind as possible, as we saw with the multiple turret dives bot lane?
Yeah, I mean, that's what we do. We get a lead, and then we just push through with the lead and dive usually.
Oh, Peter, we were laughing so hard when you towered over Kais.
Okay.
We were also laughing pretty hard.
Hey, that game doesn't count, okay? Don't do this to me. The one game when I picked Cassidum and Dark Harvest, you guys gotta have this on me forever. Oh, good lord.
Oh no, it was just funny. I just remembered that when you talked about ADCs.
I mean, he didn't die. I thought he was gonna die.
Dude, our ADC was screaming for his life.
Why is he screaming? And
Because
then
yeah, he had a flash over the wall. He's like, this is ADC's worst nightmare. Cassian chasing down ADC.
bro, 0-7 Cassian. It's not even that scary.
He almost killed him.
Almost.
Uh,
Yeah, I'm just so
Alright.
confused. Why'd you guys come back
Hmm?
top lane when we were sieging bot lane?
For second game or first game?
Second game.
Oh, the call was give everything. Let Cassian scale. Well, that never happened.
Oh,
There you
well.
go.
All right. Well, I think that's all the questions from me. Ryan, did you have any before we wrap things up here?
Yeah, maybe just one. Rohan, there was a bit of back
Mhm.
and forth between you and Yo Watanabe leading up to this match. I really was really looking forward to an explosive matchup in the top lane. What made you decide to wake up and be such a coward today? With the between the
Well,
Malphite and the Cho'Gath.
because
How's
most of
it?
the
Oh
because
my god.
I don't know, man. I was waiting for him to pick Darius, but that never happened, so I couldn't really do anything.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, definitely a bit of a letdown there, but I mean, you got the dub in game two. That's all you can really ask for.
Thank you.
Congrats on that.
All right, so that about wraps it up for us on an interview side. Good games today, and so that's I think that is probably one of the last matches for week one. So we
Week
are
1, by the way.
yeah week one forehead yeah for the first set for the set.
Yeah. So see you next week for week one. Back here at PSU LCS.
Yeah, for the first set of matches,
Home of PSU LCS. All things PSU LCS.
concludes the first set of matches, and um we will be releasing the next set of matches probably tomorrow, Monday, and we'll be sure to look out for that in the Penn State League of Legends Discord. And apart from that, that about wraps it up for us on the casting desk. Any last words from my co-casters here?
Nah.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. It was a pleasure having you as always right here at the PSU LCS home, the PSU LCS, all things PSU LCS.
Yep. And thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you next time on the home of PSU LCS, all things PSU LCS, and the spiel.
PSU
That's right.
LCS.
That's right.